will now become a trio as Coach Aston has joined us here following the game. Coach, what did you make of this performance?
I think we're going to go back and look at this game. And again, I think Baylor's really, really good, and they put a lot of pressure on you in a lot of different areas. But I think that when we go back and look at this, there'll be two things. One will be the turnovers in the first half that Jamie kind of put it on point at halftime when she told her guards, you're just being a little bit lazy with what you're doing. You know, either lazy passes or lazy getting open. We corrected that in the second half, and they didn't get as many, point-to-the-wing turnovers. I think that the second part that we'll look at really will be that segment in the third quarter when we look to run out of energy. Almost looked like we ran out of gas for a minute, but the young guys, and Mide and Charlie gave us a huge injection of energy, and it sort of re-energized Jatari and Joyner for a minute, and then we got Danny going a little bit. But I think we'll look back at those two segments and say this is where we need to do better. It's a 40-minute game. We didn't play 40 minutes.
You talked about the turnovers in the first half, 12 of them. What was the team's body language, their attitude like before this game, facing the #1 team in the nation, the big rival, Baylor coming to town? Any anxiety, nerves from some of the players?
I don't think so. I think that they were looking forward to the game. I mean, they always look forward to this game in particular, but they know it's a challenge, and they come here to be challenged. I would say that, and I said this a minute ago on the radio, the difference in this team is that I have seen a bit of a change in their demeanor towards preparation, practice. I hate to say that, it's February, but sometimes the light comes on at different times for teams. It really does. And you can beat your head on the wall, and all of a sudden it'll come on, and you're like, okay, this is what I've been looking for. And something sort of clicked a little bit before the OU game. And again, we're still not a 40-minute team. And that is our bugaboo right now, is we just have times where we have a segment of time where we just, for lack of better words, we're very lackadaisical. And we had some segments in this game that we'll wish we had back, but I have seen a different demeanor with this group.
What did you say to the team, not only at halftime after the turnovers, but before the big fourth quarter run?
We talked about really just some grit. Can you dig down deep a little bit? This is what we talked about toughness, about how can we just dig a little bit deeper, and we didn't get into any negativity. We just were like, let somebody give us a lift and somebody dig a little bit deeper than what we're doing. We're getting out hustled. They're sprinting the floor harder than we are. They're quicker to loose balls. Can we turn that around? Because if we can turn that around, then that at least is a positive, and I thought we did turn that around to an extent.
Karen, your decision to start pressing Baylor with about 4 minutes left in the fourth quarter, is that something that you think your team can do more of? Because it certainly changed the momentum of the game. Yeah,
I've thought all year long that we could be a good pressing team, but I think you come into the dilemma of fatigue, and we're not very deep. We're down a couple of players. I do think that Joyner's getting back to game condition. I think we feel really comfortable with Mide and Charlie coming in, so I think that's something maybe we need, we will have to possibly look at in some games just to force tempo more than anything else, to get Shug going downhill and get her motor running, because sometimes she tends to slow down a little bit too much for us. But again, we've got Audrey out right now, and we get her back. I think that's something that we can always look forward to. Before we let you go, Coach, despite not getting the win, you feel like there's some positive things you can definitely build on from this game? Yeah, I mean, I definitely do. You hesitated there. There's no question that there are some real positives and some good things to look at, and in particular, just execution-wise, how can you screen better? These are games that everything has to have detail to it. If you're supposed to set a screen, you have to set a screen. If you're supposed to box out, you have to box out. I thought a couple of critical plays in the first half were non-box outs on our part. We played really good defense, forced a bad shot, and then we didn't clean it up with a box out. So those are things that they are the difference in winning and losing against a team like Baylor. Well, we appreciate you joining us, Coach. Debbie as well. I'm honored here. I thought I was going to be by myself for a while. Thank you again. And we will talk to the coach coming up in about 24 hours, I believe. Game plan with Karen Aston. I'll sit down with the coach and recap this one fully, as well as the Oklahoma victory from a few days ago as well. Game plan with Karen Aston on Tuesday night at 7 p.m. Central here on LHN.